Happy New Day, CSA.
Happy New Day, Reverend.
I know you are all awake and ready. So today we are continuing with the lesson sermon I did about 2 Sundays ago on the power of intentional living. So I'll do a recap and then we'll continue. I promise to share today the tools to help us live with intention. So I talked about my realization that Kriya Yoga is all about living with intention or being deliberate in all that we do. I referred to the Dash poem, which talks about life's fleeting nature, and the dash represents that tiny line between the dates of our birth and the dates that we die. And this dash is the only time we truly have to make a difference in this world. In order to make the most of our time here on earth, we have to choose to live with intention and also live in alignment with our true purpose. We talked about having a clear purpose and intentionally taking steps or the necessary actions to achieve it, and also being open to the grace of God. Then we spoke about our power of choice, in that we have the power to choose to live the highest way possible and to focus on the best case scenario. As part of living with intention, to create balance in our lives, we need to examine all areas of our lives. I listed them, and maybe you can go back to that lesson sermon to get it, but I think I'll still talk about them a little bit. So we need to examine all the areas of our lives to see where we are doing well and where we need to improve. In addition, we need to make it a priority to become intentional in taking care of all these areas of our lives so that we can serve others better. We mentioned setting intentional goals that are in alignment with the vision of our higher self, and committing to living each day intentionally to realize these goals. We don't have to wait for a perfect or ideal time. The time to do so is now. Now I'll continue with the session on intentional living by looking at the tools that we can use to move us forward. So let's think about this for a moment. Just as we constantly update our operating systems for all our digital devices, our cell phones, our computers, in order for them to perform at optimum level, so do we as human beings have to update ourselves to be our best version. We cannot expect much when we are still thinking old thoughts and engaging in old habits or relationships that bring us down, while we are running on outdated operating systems. self-realization is often described as a lone journey. While this does not mean disregarding others, some of us think it means don't think about anybody, don't deal with anybody, it's just you and you alone. No. You still have to relate with others, but this is an inward journey and only you can do it. Your guru cannot do it for you, your peers cannot do it for you, and not even your loved ones. So here are the tools that we can use to upgrade ourselves. That is, to change our mindset. And the first tool is something that Reverend has shared here over and over again, which I have found very, very useful. That is the superconscious living diary. And then the second one is to transcend our thoughts and emotions through intentional focus. So I'll start with the superconscious living diary. The superconscious living diary is a powerful tool that is used to hold ourselves accountable. It helps us to track our progress towards achieving our goals. And I'll share with you how I have used it. That is following what Reverend has taught us here. And the first one, on a sheet of paper, maybe a large one, write down your ultimate goals for each area of your life. And you might want to write them in the present tense, as if it's happening right now. So for example, some of the areas of life: spirituality, physical health, mental health, emotional health, social connections, family, parenting, marriage, career, finance, business, quality of life, leisure, and recreation. And you can add more to it as you wish. So, for example, with physical health, I wrote, I am physically healthy. That is my goal, but I'm saying it in the present tense. And then I am spiritually aware. I give the value of my unique abilities to others, and I receive rewards for the value I give. So this is giving of yourself as your whatever job you find yourself in. I have harmonious relationships with others. And then I have a deep connection with my spouse. I see business opportunities and problems out there that only I am uniquely qualified to solve. And the list goes on and on. You can be creative with this. Now, once you are done with this, post these goals somewhere that is visible, that you can see every time. And then pick your superconscious living diary, a small notebook, and record these same goals on a separate page. Now comes how you create the superconscious living diary. You need to create a to-do list, and this sets the tone for the day. Be And then you're going to identify actionable steps to achieve these goals or any milestone, because you don't achieve them in one day, it's gradual. So, for example, regular exercising, eating healthy, and meditation. So, if you are satisfied with your current job, you need to determine what you want first. Then you're going to outline the steps that will move you forward or get you where you want to be. And how can you do that? You might want to take courses if that's what you need to upgrade yourself for the job market. And then you also need to update your resume. You also need to send out applications to your prospective workplace or places. And then you also need to prepare for interviews. If your health is not the best, what steps can you take? Maybe eating healthy diets, hydrating your body well, regular exercise, doing creative visualization, and also using affirmations. And then the next thing you need to do is to practice regular meditation. So this one is also a point that you're going to put down in the diary. You need to set a time and a place for your daily meditation to center your thoughts and intentions. So if you struggle with meditation, you need to reach out to any one of us ministers and we can help you with it. The next point is find daily inspiration. So seek sources of inspiration. You can be reading of scriptures, listening to inspirational recordings, and then maybe just maintaining an attitude of listening inside of you, especially after you come out of meditation. You will get inspiration from there too. And then the next item is to engage in physical activities. Choose practices like hatha yoga, walking, or other forms of exercise to enhance your physical well-being. Next item, plan nourishing meals. Organize your meals, breakfast, lunch, supper, to include foods that are near natural as possible, and that fuel your body and keep you hydrated. Make this a priority. Don't just settle for anything. Like you are not prepared to go to work and you are now scrambling to look for something to eat. And it is said that we are what we eat. Next, monitor your health. Regularly checking with your body and mind to ensure overall well-being. If you feel a discomfort, check what you ate during the day. It might give you a clue. And then the next item is reflect on your day. So at the close of each day, you are going to review the day from the time you woke up until bedtime. Look at all the activities that you have engaged in, people you have interacted with, and even your work. And then identify areas for growth, things that you need to improve what it is, go back in your mind and relive that experience. And now you cancel it. You can do whatever you see technique. You can just say, I cancel this. And then reframe it. Look at this situation the way you want it to be. See it as the way you want it to be, or the positive version of that situation. If someone hurts you, reverse it. Revise that situation. See this person being nice towards you and you feeling better. Now the next item in the diary, again, is to set your intention for the next day. Creating a to-do list. And again, keeping our ultimate goals in mind. Whatever goal we set for each day must be in alignment with those goals that we set at the very beginning. So, for example, for harmonious relationships, I wrote, I treat others with love and respect. And then for my job, I say, I immerse myself in all I do by being present. I prepare healthy meals for the day. I practice gratitude during the day. And now I come to the second item, transcending thoughts and emotions through intentional focus. Life is filled with events. The other day I was telling a friend of mine that life is happening around us. Nothing waits for us. There is illness, there is loss through death, separation, divorce, loss of property, loss of a job. There are many other challenges. And also, things are changing rapidly. These experiences often bring up past regrets or future anxieties. Yet we are called to transcend these emotions by renewing our mind. Have you ever stopped to consider just how much power your thoughts have over your life, your success, your happiness? Most people go through life never realizing that their inner world creates their outer world. Our minds process over 70,000 thoughts each day. While it's easy to drift among these thoughts, intentional living helps us choose uplifting thoughts aligned with our purpose. When negative thoughts arise, we need to pause, breathe deeply, and reset. You can imagine showing that negative thought the door, just as you would with an uninvited guest or unwelcome guest. Focusing on negativity brings us pain, but awareness or focusing on the positive things give us the power to reframe and to refocus. Our mind is like a garden. What we plant in our garden determines what grows. The seeds of thought, the seeds of habits, the seeds of discipline that we plant every single day will yield our experience. In the Bible, in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, shows Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Choose thoughts that build you and move you towards the achievement of your goals. Whenever you catch yourself drifting into negativity, gently and lovingly shift your attention back to positivity, back to the present. Choose to focus on the best case scenario. I'll tell you a story about this young man who got admission to one of the universities in the US, and his parents asked him to come and see me because he was so anxious about, getting a visa and all the things that go with traveling. So he called me and he said, "Oh, he's gone online, he can't find any dates." And he went on and on and on and on. And I said, "Okay, so here's what you need to do. If you can't find a date, see yourself as getting a date. And the thing you need to do is just stay online, keep going back there, and just tell yourself you are going to find a date." And then he did it. And maybe 2-3 weeks after he called me, he said, "Yes, we did it." And then he got the date. Now he got his appointment, and then he called me again. Now he's anxious about the interview. And I said, "God has already given you this visa. So just see yourself going there to collect your visa." And he just didn't believe what I was telling him. I said, "Just do it." And he went, he got the visa, and he said, "Oh, God has done it." And I said, "Yes, you just have to exercise faith." And he was so happy. He's now in the US. So sometimes our minds play tricks on us with all the negative things that could happen. So why don't we also think of, if we are the ones that cause things to happen in our lives, why don't we rather choose to focus on the things that we want and not the things that we don't want? Now, let's talk a little bit about technology. So we need to leverage technology positively. We need to put it to good use. So in the era of social media and artificial intelligence, we are constantly overloaded with information. The news, emails, messages, notifications, you name it. And this is mostly noise and junk that disrupts our focus. To overcome this, let us be intentional about the information we consume. We must define our purpose for engaging with these platforms. Use them to inspire growth and alignment with our goals rather than being negatively influenced. We need to make time to unplug, to give our mind time to process, reflect, and recharge. A speaker once said that our clearest thoughts emerge when we step away from the relentless flow of information. That is why it is advised that we stop using our devices at least 2 hours before we go to bed. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. Thoughts that we focus on become our reality. We are energy beings, and our minds are like magnets, attracting into our lives things that we focus on. So why don't we do it right? by choosing thoughts that uplift and align us with our higher purpose. When we face challenges, we must choose to focus on the best case scenario. Think about actions we can take to overcome them. Surround ourselves with uplifting influences, including people. In conclusion, living with intention means taking responsibility for the energy we bring into the world. By choosing to live with awareness and purpose, we not only transform our own lives, but also positively influence those around us. Let us choose today to live with intention and make each moment of our dash a memorable one.